So after just a few minutes of discussion, Dan said that he was gonna take on all comers and foot races after this program because he's learned so much. Anyway, my joke fell short. I'm not gonna say it again. So very, very pleased to have Cameron James with Elite Speed here to speak with all you folks about what he's got going on. A lot of great camps, a lot of great training for kids and adults alike. So without any further ado, Cameron James with Elite Speed.
Good. So bear with me here. I got a coaching little raspy voice. So let me get these things up to Zoom. There you go.
You're better than this.
Really? I guess I'm showing my youth. I want to walk around a little bit. I'm a, athlete, so I like to walk around a little bit. So first of all, Chad, thank you for inviting me. Thank you for having me here. Thank you, guys, everybody that showed up here today to listen to me talk. I'm a football coach, so like I said, little raspy voice, yelling at young kids all day. So I love it. So a little bit about myself. My name is Cameron James. Born and raised in Edwardsville, Illinois. Graduated from Edwardsville High School in 2012. I have a brother that graduated in 2014. Played football there under Coach Martin. I ran track under Coach Cox there as well. My time at Edwardsville was very, very dear to my heart because it really made me the man that I am today. Learning from the great coaches that I had really inspired me to do the thing what I do today. I was fortunate enough to be a good enough athlete at Edwardsville High School to get a full ride scholarship to run track and football at Kentucky University. So it was nice to be right up the road and still be able to, come back and see my brother play, come back and keep tabs on Edwardsville High School and to see how the community is doing. At my time at McKendree University, I was a D2 All-American in the 60, running 673. So anybody that want to race after this, let me know. I was a 4-year varsity winner football. Like I said, that's great. When you hear about all the accolades and all that stuff, it's fun. But that's really not why I do the things I do. I had a different major. I wanted to be criminal justice. So I grew up watching a lot of police movies and FBI movies. And I ended up working a camp at Edwardsville High School. And I was working with kids. I was pouring into them and I'm sweating. I'm into it. And I get home and I talk to my mom and I'm like, I really enjoyed that. And my father figure in my life was my uncle. He always told me that don't chase the money. Chase something that you love to do and the money will come. God will come. Everything else, right? So I changed my major to exercise science. Got my degree in exercise science and kinesiology. And I knew from there that I wanted to pour back into these youth like coaches pour back into me. So I was very fortunate enough to have great coaches in my life, great people in my life to inspire me to, give back to the community, give back to the youth. I have a younger brother, also from Edwardsville. He just got done playing in the NFL for 6 years, played for the Eagles, played for the Jets, played with the Lions. He will now be playing with Toronto Argonauts here this summer. So he is also a kind of a part of our team and a part of our organization. So that's a little bit about me. Not too exciting, but yeah. I also went to high school with Mr. Abeg's son, so I ran track with Austin. So that's kind of cool too. Fun fact. So we'll get a little bit about Elite Speed. Elite Speed is near and dear to my heart, just for the simple fact that it was never my vision or goal to have my own business. It kind of just fell into my lap. I was working at different gyms, working for different people. Things kind of went under, and I'm like, well, what am I gonna do? I always knew, like I said, I wanted to inspire. I wanted to inspire the youth just like somebody inspired me. So, I'll say I'm fast. I wanted to be able to distinguish myself as something that can be taught, right? And that's speed, right? Speed and agility, okay? In any land-based sports, speed can be used. I don't care if you're a baseball player, football player, softball, gymnastics. I always think that's a big attribute into setting yourself apart from your opponent. If you can see somebody fast on the baseball diamond, softball diamond, the basketball court, you're like, wow, that kid's fast. Okay, so I really wanted to set our business apart and not just do sports performance, not just do football, not just do basketball, not just do a sport, but we're going to focus on a skill, right, that can be the difference maker of an athlete. Okay. So a little bit about Elite Speed. Our biggest thing is we want to provide these young athletes with vision, with the quality of speed and agility and training to expose through education. We really want to teach these young athletes how to run. Right? You will see a lot of these kids, they don't know what it looks like to run. They just get out there and they just start running. The arms are failing out. They're looking up at the sky, their knees are running like this. We really want to teach them the biomechanics of how to run. So if you come to a speed session, I say speed is boring, right? We're going to do the same thing over and over and over again. We're going to do A skips, we're going to do high knees, we're going to do mini prime time. But we really want to teach them why they're doing what they're doing. Okay, I really think sports have changed. And when I was playing sports, you just did what the coach said just because he was the coach. Now, I think if you can tell these kids why they're doing what they're doing, how does this get you faster? How does this help you on the baseball field? How does this help you on the basketball court? How does this help you on the football field? I think they're more intrigued of knowing how this helps them. So that's a little bit about Elite Speed, and I kind of gave you guys a little brief introduction. So these three pillars is kind of like how I really live my life. And, the first pillar is aspire, right? We all aspire to be something, be somebody. Everything that came apart in this world, all these successful people, we all started with an idea. What do I want to aspire to be? Right? And that's what we want to give these kids. What is it? Right? Dream. I tell my two kids, hey, dream big. Okay, it's okay to drink. We want you to drink, right? Next one is achieve. Okay, once you aspire, once you put your mind to something, okay, we want you to achieve it. We're going to give you those tools on how to achieve what you set out to do. Then once you achieve that, how do you advance? How do you keep going? Right? I think we as people, oftentimes, especially this generation, is we look for instant gratification. Right? We post things on Facebook, we post things on Instagram, we get likes immediately, we get people commenting immediately, right? As you know in life, things don't go to happen that way. Okay? We want to keep advancing these young kids into what they want to be. And I always talk about those three pillars, right? And you're going to repeat those. After you advance, you're going to aspire to do something else. You're going to achieve that, and then you're going to advance again, and then you're going to do it again. Okay, so we want those things to keep going for these young kids. And that's kind of what we talk about in our training. In our training, it's not only about speed and agility. It's about how can you take what you're learning here and apply it. Okay, I'm sure we got some former athletes in here. The things that we've learned in sports helped us in our careers. And that's what we want to teach these young men and women about sports. So that's a little bit about the things that we teach in our training, okay? It's more than just speed and agility in sports, okay? So a little bit about our team. I think I have a great team. They're the best. Obviously myself, Sabrina, our administrative assistant, she's like behind the scenes doing all the emails, kind of doing, flyers, different things like that. And we have 2 trainers on staff, right? Coach Sharon Boyd, and Coach Walker, right? They both trained under me. They were both athletes at one point, and I inspired them to be able to come back, and now they want to be able to do the same thing. Okay, they want to be able to inspire somebody else the same way they were inspired. So it's nice having other coaches that you work with come underneath you and want to learn and want to be able to give back. All right, so I'm blessed to have this team. I'm blessed to have these people a part of the organization. So obviously, when you see elite speed, you're like, okay, all right, I see it's speed and agility. I see guys teaching kids how to run, how to get from one point to the next as fast as possible. Okay? But what do we offer, right? What can you expect when you come into elite speed? Okay, like I said, we want to provide the highest quality of training through exposure, through education, leadership, and discipline. Right? Our goal is to also help these young kids be able to understand how to get from one point to the next as fast as possible. All right, so how do I get from first to second? How do I get from second to third? How do I get from baseline to baseline? How do I get from a starting position as a wide receiver and run a go route and run a post? How do I get fast going down a runway, being able to do a backhand tuck? Whatever the case may be, we just want to be able to, give these kids the tools in order that, and what they need to do in order to be successful. So we offer speed and agility in group sessions. That is anywhere from 10 to 20. And then we offer semi-private. Semi-private sessions are anywhere from 2 to 4 athletes. We do not do one-on-one because I truly believe that, getting in a community group of people with athletes, they can push you to be better. Right? There's something that, I can learn from Chad that Chad can learn something from me. Even though we're totally 2 different athletes, right? You're not gonna be coaching you on something different, but now I'm learning from you. So I really love the group session because that's life. We work in groups, we work in teams. We have to be able to work together and learn from each other. So we try to put our athletes in those type of scenarios and those conditions. So that's with our speed agility training in-house. We also offer football position training. If we're going to tie ourselves to any sport, it's football. That's something I'm comfortable with. I have a lot of relationships with different coaches in the area. I coach at Edwardsville High School. This is my 4th year there. I was 1 year there under Coach Barton, and this is my 3rd year under Coach Pitt. So I have a lot of relationships with different football coaches in the area, college coaches in the area, NFL coaches through my brother. So if we're going to tie ourselves to any sport, it's going to be football. We really want to bring awareness to football in our area. I think a lot of times when people hear football, they think, tackle, they think injuries, they think of different things, but we want to bring awareness to, the community and go, hey, this is a fun sport. This is something that, not only you can do tackle, but there is flag. There's going to be flag football in the Olympics coming up. All right, so we just want to be able to help these kids, and shine light on the sport. All right. So we have a couple different group classes. You guys see some videos there, kind of what we do in our gym. We have these co-ed classes on Mondays and Wednesdays on 8 to 12, and these are more of our larger groups that we work with. We have, girls speed agility, girls 13 and up, and boys 13 and up. And a lot of what you're going to see in this video is, we're trying to teach them, the biomechanics of running, how your arms should move, what should your knee drive look like? What does it mean to have knee up, toe up? It is super fast paced. We don't like a lot of standing around. We're going to get you moving. Okay, you're only here for an hour, so we're gonna make sure that you get the best out of your hour session. Okay? I'm a firm believer in how you do the one thing is how you do all of it. Okay, so that's what we talk to these kids about. You know, if you're gonna get 80% effort in the session, you're gonna get 80% results. You're gonna get 60% effort, you're gonna get 50% results. So we really push these kids to their limits. Sometimes the kids that don't come back. And, you know, I think they understand that. And I've had some parents like, you know, maybe my kid is at that level where he's ready to accept the accountability what it takes to be an athlete. And we really want them to show and understand if you're a student, why can't you be a student in your sport? Why can't you put that same effort that you do in school into being an athlete? The same way you are at home, right? Let's put that same effort into there. So if you guys can see this, just a couple of videos, kind of what you can see what we do at the gym. Sorry about the music. So kind of some of the benefits of our training and the benefits that you get for coming with the speed. So enhancing athletic performance. Along with speed and agility, we want to make sure that you're a better athlete. And no matter what sport, like I said, any sport, any land-based sport with your feet on the ground, speed is an asset. Okay, so like you want to improve acceleration, deceleration, then change the directions. Talk about the sports there. Also increase reaction time. Right, the faster that you can react, the faster you can make more plays. Right, the slower you react, you don't make as many plays. So we want to improve that reaction time. Okay, we want to improve those stimuli that your body, your brain is sending your body messages. We want to improve that. Right, so we use certain things like blaze pods where they have to see lights, where they have to react to certain lights. We use certain things, reactionary drills where they have to react off of another player or a coach. Okay, to improve their reaction time. All right, it improves balance and stability. Okay, so we really want to make sure being able to be stable on one foot. Now we don't play a sport with 2 feet on the ground. Okay, so you're usually on 1 foot. So how do we stabilize that? How do we improve your core? How do we improve your mobility and your range of motion? Because so those are some of the benefits. And then lastly, one of the things that's not on here is just being able to be in a group of people of all different walks of life. I think that's one thing that college taught me. You know, going to college, there's people from different communities, people that grew up different than you. You know, being on a football team with 60 other people that, you know, maybe didn't look like me, maybe didn't grow up the way I did, but I got to understand, you know, some of their things that they went through in life. And I think that's what you learn through sports. I think we can learn a lot through sports and we can really make this world better, right? We can really show love to each other and really, you know, come together, be a unit. So I think that's another thing that's not on there benefit wise. These are some of our football coaches that we have in-house. Coach Johnson, his son, Justin Johnson Jr. went to Edwardsville High School, went to West Virginia High School. Really good guy. He owns a barbershop in Collinsville, Illinois. Myself, Coach Bergman, he was offensive coordinator at McKendree. He is now works for a recruiting company. Coach Poe works at the Smith High School. So he is a counselor there. And Coach Pierre Tucker, who's a financial advisor. So these are all coaches that have played at a high level who want to now come back and give kids their time and now pour into kids and help them with whatever they need in life. Okay. So there's something on there that I did also talk about, I want to add. So we also do a couple of other programs. We just got done doing a program at camp. Me and my brother just did a elite speed flag football camp out of the sports bar. Where we had about 40 to 50 kids, where we did about 30 minutes speed and agility, 30 minutes of changing direction, 30 minutes of, you know, this hand-eye coordination, catching footballs. So we do different things, different camps throughout the area. We plan on doing a camp this year at Edwardsville High School. kind of, I'm missing anything camp wise that we've done recently that you're going to submit to?
No, I'm just the speed camps. They're in right now.
Yep. So,
What about summer camps?
so summer camps, so right now I had, I was just talking to, what's your name, I'm sorry? Kevin, and we're just talking about just how crazy it is being a coach and how, you know, it's nonstop. Right, so during the summer, I do coach at the high school, I have two little beautiful baby boys, my wife's a nurse. So this is gonna be our first year doing summer camps, I haven't done those in the past, just because time consuming, right? Try to get to my wife, try to be, you know, the example that we talk to our kids about, you know, how to balance out. Right, I think there is a lot of things that we have in life and trying to be able to balance that. So we will be having summer camps this summer. And like I said, these programs that we have go all year long. So we always host those things in the facility all year long. Those things do not stop. We're 12 months out the year and we're doing things nonstop. I'm trying to think if I have anything else on here. No, that was it. I'll leave that page up, but that's our facility. We're located in Granite City, Illinois. It's really not Granite. Everybody sees the Granite location. If you go off of 157, like you're coming from Edwardsville, you make that right at that Culver's. We're literally right by, I think that's Scott Gallagher's field, if you guys know what that is. We're right down the road from there. So we're right across the street from the lake, not too far, probably a 15-minute drive. So people see Granite City and they're like, oh man, I gotta drive deep into Granite. It's really Collinsville. We're not that far. Yes, sir.
All right, man, how much of it is genetics? Can you take a slow guy?
That's a good question. I love that. I love that. Because like I tell parents, I don't have a magic wand, right? It is something that you have to be dedicated to. Now, some people might have more fast twitch than others. Our goal is to get the best out of that athlete. Now, am I saying that you're gonna run a 4.4? No, but you might come to us running a 5.2 and then we get you down to a 5.5. Right? We want to maximize each person's potential. Right? I can't say I can get everybody to this, everybody to that. Right? This is not realistic. So, but to answer your question, yes, it is.
Especially for kids.
Yeah, right. They're gonna grow, they're gonna get stronger. Our goal is to have a foundation for them, right? A foundation for them how to run. How should your arms be? How should your knee drive be? Should you be hitting the ground with your whole foot, or should you be hitting that front half of your foot so your heel doesn't collapse when you run? You know, how should you be bending over like this? Should your hips be through? You know, should your elbows be out here? So that's our foundational things, biomechanic things that can help you, right? And as a kid, you're gonna get faster the older you get. So is it genetics? Yes, there is, right? There's some people that are naturally gifted that probably don't have to work at it, and if they come for a month, they'll be good. Right? So to answer your question, yes, it is genetics. Genetics does play a huge part of that. But does that mean the kid with less genetics can get better? No. You know, so I always say speed grows like a tree. Okay, it isn't something that you're just gonna wake up in the morning, oh, I did this for a month and now I'm good. All right, I don't think any of us got to where we wanted to be in our life from doing something for a month. You know what I'm saying? So it's consistency. Yes.
Is there some of that maintaining some agility camp for us in here?
Hey, you guys are more than welcome to come out, you know.
Just want to keep it going.
You know, the good thing about working with kids, sometimes they don't complain as much. You know, adults be like, man, why you got me doing this? Like, I don't need this. So that's the good thing about working with the kids. They kind of, you tell them to do a backflip and roll, they'll try. So yeah, it works. It's going out. Yes.
So there's this drill that they do with this line of cones, like 5 cones, and you basically just hop back and forth. That's what we're gonna get Steve to do.
Yes, sir.
This technology changed, like in the professional realm of professional football, it seems like, I remember back in the day, we had pin pads or tie pads and knee pads, everything. It doesn't look like they wear that much stuff anymore, and I assume that's to be faster, more agile, and things like that, especially wide receivers and defensive backs.
Yeah.
Is that true? Do they not?
No, that is true. I was actually joking with one of the kids. Like, I remember having to put the belt through the hip pads and the butt pad and all the way around, and you have the big old thigh pads that look like Ninja Turtle shells and the knee pads and my shoulder pads were like super big. You know, I think the game now has gotten to where they're trying with technology to be just as safe, but now kind of cut down the material, so now they can beat a little faster. Now it doesn't feel like you're running with 20 pounds of, you know, equipment on, you know, so, you know, it does help. You know, it does help, you know, being able not to have the big knee pads and the big thigh pads. A lot of this stuff that, you know, they're making now it's infused. So if you see kids have girdles, so like, what's a girdle? So instead of having to put the pads, I buy like, you know, a girdle that goes under my pad that already has pads in it. You know, it's just like in baseball sliding shorts, like you got the pad already, like, so now it's like, now you don't have to buy the big extra pads, you just already have them in there, so that does play a big factor in it, yes.
You work with referees too, because it looks like watching the Chiefs games, they're pretty quick. It's pretty quick when throw that flag, so I didn't know if you had.
Hey, I will, hey, I want the Eagles to win, I'm an Eagles fan, like I said, my brother played for the Eagles, so I'm a huge Eagles guy. So, you know, hey, I will work with some referees on, you know,
You need to slow it
keeping
down.
their hands tied a little bit, so. Any questions, guys? Any questions about kind of what we do, kind of how we do it? I think that's a big question that people, how do you do it? Like what, like, you know, you guys got to see some videos. How do you get a kid faster? How do you do those things? There any of those questions? Yes.
How do you recruit your kids?
So the biggest, we marketed on social media, Facebook, trying to get it out to different coaches in the areas, different communities, trying to post them on our website, and that's what I'll show you guys here. So I think we have a pretty cool website that you guys can visit. All right, oops, a little fast. So kind of our, you know, 3 pillars that we talk about, you know, this is our weekly schedule. As you guys can see on there, what we do, we have classes on Saturdays. Some of the stuff that we had on our slide, you know, more videos of kind of what we do. Those are some of the kids that we have, some Edwardsville kids, Belleville kids, St. Louis kids, a lot of kids from a lot of different areas. So I'll show you just different things of different kids just doing some training. So if you see that treadmill there, I'm gonna put you guys on that treadmill. It's pretty cool. I'll show you guys one more. Now, we're working on weight transfer. Now, how do we shift our weight from one hip to the next? So I'm going to cross over with that, right? When I get that. Good, so I do a lot of